"Hi, my name is Sarah. What's your name?" And then you'd say your name. My mother and my father and I are just going around your area here offering the Watchtower and Awake magazines. Basically go to their door and get them to come into the Jehovah's Witness world. No holidays, no birthdays, nothing. I wasn't even allowed to associate with my schoolmates. If you were caught doing anything wrong, anything bad, you would get disfellowship. Nobody in the congregation would be allowed to talk to you. Not even your family was allowed to talk to you because you committed a sin, you did something wrong. So therefore, you had to suffer. I couldn't stick around for the abuse. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. I just had to get out. Paradise. It's a lovely, peaceful place. There'd be no sickness, no health problems, nothing. In the new paradise, all that stuff would be wiped away. Everybody would be clean. Everybody would be sick-free. We won't have to worry about anything. I probably won't be welcomed in the paradise. When I was born, Mom carried me in the car seat and stuff, and then as soon as I was able to walk, I'd go up to the door. It was weird because you know how parents always taught their kids, like, don't talk to strangers, and like here I am going up on a stranger's doorstep. I was sitting in class and watching everybody, unlike the holidays, watching everybody color Santa Claus or, Mrs. Claus, and here I am stuck with a stupid old snowflake. So I kind of felt left out that, why are they doing that and I'm doing this? We would get invitations sent at home for us to go to birthday parties, and like my mom wouldn't just leave it alone. My mom would call and be like, "Thank you for the invitation, but we're one of Jehovah's Witnesses," and I had like a lot of crushes in school. And of course, they're not a Jehovah's Witness, so you can't date them. I was really like paranoid, watch my back, and like then there was Jehovah's Witnesses in the school, so like you just basically act like the people that your boyfriend is just a friend, right? Or you'd kiss in like a corner with nobody watching. You'd kiss in a corner and just hide it, and kiss, peck, go. Oh my, yep, I remember that. They caught us walking up the street holding hands, and oh god, they caught us. Just flicked his hand away, and oh. And my mom was just like, she didn't get mad. She's like, "Why are you out hanging with them? You have homework to do." She didn't get really mad, but she didn't want us like to be fallen into love with them because we could have done all kinds of wrong stuff. So, and she didn't want to lose her kids, so.
And yeah. If you would have done wrong, she would have lost her kids. She wouldn't be able to talk to you guys.
Yeah. What 15-year-old would have to be living by himself? I don't even think, like, not my family. I don't even have family up here. Like, my mom's sisters or brothers. So who would I move in with? The boyfriend's parents? Or go into like a group home? Like, it's just so, it's risks you take. But I just said, okay, sorry, can't be with you no more. So if you want a boyfriend, which is welcomed, you gotta be careful, right? So you can't go out in public holding hands. You'd have to have a chaperone. You basically can't do anything. you know, if you're seeing it in public by yourself, oh God. Like, you can't even go to like the movies or go to a dinner and you got a chaperone sitting beside you. Imagine like a dinner for two and you're having like a nice dinner and your chaperone's right there. Like, or you can't even go to the movie and, you know, or the chaperone's probably in between you and you're on, you know, your boyfriend's on this side and you're on the other side. It's like, it's just really, it's chaotic. I couldn't just put up with all the stuff that was going on, like not being able to see him or not, you know, having to have a chaperone all the time and stuff like that. I just can't deal with this anymore, so I just threw my hands up. Nobody in the congregation would be allowed to talk to you. Not even your family was allowed to talk to you because you committed a sin, you did something wrong. So therefore, you had to suffer. And then, yeah, you would have to suffer. We were together before marriage. That's something you can't do in the religion. You weren't allowed to sit at the front of the Kingdom Hall if you're a disfellowship. You basically had to sit in the back. You'd come right on time. You'd sit there and not talk. When the meeting was over with, you'd basically have to leave right after. You weren't allowed to sit because then you'd be associating with everybody. I'm disfellowship, I can be free for a little bit, you know, go enjoy life the best you can. And when I did get disfellowshipped, I did enjoy life. I did, you know, hang out with whoever I wanted. I did go to parties. I did celebrate holidays, which was amazing. And I did smoke. All that stuff was not holding me back. A lot of stuff that had happened, I think reality sunk in and I'm thinking, oh no, did I make a mistake? Did I do right? And I was just so stressed out about it. I was diagnosed with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I had it really bad. The couple months after, I was so stressed out. I lost so much weight. I had really bad anxiety. You're just basically alone. You have no one to talk to. Being a Jehovah's Witness is nothing really special. They should have not been talking to me. They should have not associated with me. And they should have not did that. My parents were there, my sister was there, and they did get in trouble. They did get a talking to because they were at my wedding. They weren't supposed to be there, and what are they going to say to that? That's their own decision that they wanted to be there. So if they wanted to be there, their own decision. So, but they just basically, the elders reasoned with them. You do realize what you did. You should have not did because you're not setting a good example. But that didn't stop them. So I was kind of hurt. I invited them, and it didn't mean that they had to come. It was their own choice. I knew that I was disfellowshipped. And I knew they shouldn't have not come. And something like had told me, like my sister wasn't very expressing her happiness that day. It just seemed like she knew that maybe she should have not have been there. She's gonna get in trouble, or she's gonna get spoken to. Looking back now, I wish things were different. Sure enough, 2 blue lines. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do now at 20 years old? I'm pregnant. 12 weeks, told my parents. I'm still disfellowshipped, so I shouldn't even be talking to them. I told my parents. My mom didn't even believe me. No. Dad got on the phone. What did I do? Dad didn't know what to do. Dad was like having a cow himself. He didn't know what to do. And maybe grandparents. Well, reality set in for me, like, okay, you don't have your family around. As I thought about it, even through my whole pregnancy, I couldn't have the friends by my side. Like, I basically did it by myself. Even my parents weren't there all the time because they weren't even supposed to be talking to me, but I was pregnant, right? So what if I was going to labor and I would have nobody beside me? So I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm having a son. I got to do things right. Let's do it. I'm going to come back so that everybody is here for me. I went to the elders and I said I'd like to come back. I said I would like to bring, my son into this world, and I want my family by my side. So I have a baby boy. He's so cute, and everything's going to change, and it did. He took the bottle of pills to put more in his mouth. He said he was done. He was done with life. Didn't want to keep going no more. He trapped himself in the bedroom. The RCMP were surrounded the house. They said, come out, Josh. We're not here to hurt you. We're just here to take you because, you're sick. You're not feeling the greatest. I was in the back of the police car getting questioning, and Jaden was in my arms asleep. And I'm thinking, man, why am I still living this lifestyle? But that's my husband. I'll do my best to take care of him. We were talking, and Jaden had dropped garbage on the floor, and I went to go pick it up, and he grabbed my neck and he choked me and said, he can pick it up himself. He's got to learn somehow. Threw me up against the door, and I had a huge bruise on my neck. It wasn't the first time, it wasn't the second time, and it wasn't the third time that he assaulted. I didn't even want to sleep in the same bed with him because I was scared. I would literally, if I was asleep in the same bed with him, I'd probably, die of sleep, not being able to sleep. I'd be scared if he'd roll over and punch me in the face or touch me. So I was sleeping in Jaden's room on the bed with him, where it was safe and sound, because if he wanted to come in, he'd have to see it right in front of Jaden. That's how it was. If he wanted to come in and do anything physical to me, your son's right there, he's gonna see it. I have a huge problem with saying goodbye or letting go of someone. It was so hard, and when I got onto the victim services, I felt like hanging up, pressing the end button. I was thinking, don't, because you're only going to hurt yourself and you're only going to go back in the same situation you are now. Keep your hand on that phone. Sure enough, they said, you do realize he's going to get arrested. And I broke down in tears and I said, I don't want him to get in trouble. When two people get married, being a Jehovah's Witness, you're with that person. Divorce is basically not allowed. They come up and they're just like, oh, we've heard, it's like, you don't know nothing, okay? You don't know nothing that happened in my place. You have no idea what happened. So don't try and come up here and try and be good people. I said, I can't do this no more. I said, that's when I made the choice of, I'm not going back there no more. After the second time where, they kept calling my cell phone and leaving messages after I said, I don't want to talk, I think that should be enough. Enough's enough. Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about what happened. I don't want to come back to the Canadian Mall.
The Bible's written for a reason.
There's a lot that's in the Bible that's pretty harsh and not relevant.
Sadly, there are some who have decided, well, I really don't want to serve God. I prefer to take this course. So the scriptures tell us that we need to remove the wicked from among us.
There's a theology that people who leave are to be disfellowshipped, which means that people in the religion that are still in are not supposed to speak to the person that's disfellowshipped. And that's pretty painful and pretty awful. I mean, the idea is that it's going to bring them back. And so if they don't want to come back, they basically lose their social support system. And that can be extremely difficult and cause a lot of anxiety and depression.
Well, of course, with adults, you can't take them over your knee, spank them, right? That's a form of discipline, is they need to be removed from the congregation for two reasons. One, hopefully they come to their senses, okay? But two, to protect the rest of the congregation.
It's a very fear-oriented religion. Your fear of the outside world. You're not supposed to have outside friends. You're not supposed to associate with other people. The outside world is full of satanic influences.
If we were to just carry on every day like nothing happened, then where would be the motivation, right? Because it's love that, again, I like it, and that's why we use the discipline of a parent and a child, okay? Does that mean when the parent disciplines the child that the parent doesn't love the child? No, it actually probably shows that the parent truly loves the child, because the parent wants the child to be corrected, turn around.
What's necessary is to gain a sense of self, because the religion really doesn't allow you to develop a sense of self. It destroys yourself, and it doesn't let you develop one, because that's considered sinful and bad.
It's God's word that is most important. What we say personally really doesn't matter.
I don't have to worry about an alarm clock every morning because there's a rooster. It's just like, it's really peaceful, and you can just come out and go for a walk up in the woods, and you get chicken eggs. It's fun. The kids get to go run around and play in the big yard and stuff, so it's fun. It's great that there's religions out there, and people, have their own religion, their own beliefs and stuff. But look at what I grew up in. Dad told me, if you ever want to come back, make sure you come talk to us. I said, I will. You guys will be the first ones I talk to because you're my parents. I did go seek some help, and the help did work. I cried and I cried and I cried. That's all I did was cry. But now it actually takes me a lot to cry, unless something really, really dramatic happens. Jaden is very happy. Jaden's content. Jaden's just outgoing. I think it's best that Jaden stays with me more than he is with his father, just because of his illness and stuff. Sometimes when you talk about it to him, with the holidays, his dad will say, that's Satan, or Jaden will ask his dad, why don't you have a tree? And that's Satan's possessions or something, he told him. And I looked at Jaden and I said, Jaden, your dad's gonna have opinions about the holidays, and because grandma is a witness and your dad's a witness, even though he's still disfellowshipped, but they will always have their opinions. I said, but you just keep doing what makes you happy. If you want to celebrate the holidays, you celebrate them. And I don't fill his head with garbage. I don't fill his head going to the meeting hall, you won't be able to celebrate this and this and that. I don't fill his head with garbage. He's a 6-year-old that should be enjoying life to the fullest, which is, celebrating holiday, going to school, hanging out with his friends, doing whatever he wants. He has to respect that I celebrate holidays, and so does Jaden. And he does, but he still likes to fill Jaden's head with garbage, the Satan stuff and all that stuff. Jehovah's Witnesses are not allowed to accept blood transfusions, okay? The court order was that how the judge put it was, it's probably never ever going to happen. A kid is so healthy. Let's just say down the road he does need a blood transfusion, then we'll put it out there. I know there is procedures of, trying to avoid blood transfusion, but what happens if that procedure don't work? You're gonna have to take, your child off life support and say goodbye. You can't replace it. You can't replace them, that kid that you gave birth to, the life I have now, I can do whatever I want to. I celebrate holidays. Jaden is celebrating holidays with me. I go to work, I'm happy. I have a new boyfriend that I've been with for probably 3-4 years now. He's great, he has kids. He supports me every way he can. Paradise, basically.